say anything you can.
Yeah, I think as this process has unfolded and obviously figuring out where I was going to be and making the decision to, come here and their decision to draft me, I'm just grateful. Grateful for having Ben and Mr. Nutting allowed me to be a part of this organization, an organization that has a lot of history, a tradition of excellence. Grateful to my parents and my coaches and the support system that I've had to get me to this point, and the support system that's definitely going to help me continue in this game as long as I play. Grateful to my teammates for being with me and being on the teams that have helped me win and helping me to push me every day. Just grateful. I can't wait to win, and I'm excited to be a Pirate and just really, again, grateful for this opportunity and can't wait to be a part of the group that wins another World Series.
We can open up for questions.
This process sometimes can drag out a while with the negotiations. You got this done relatively quickly in 10 days. Why do you think that happened and it came together this quickly?
It was a pretty easy decision to, with the organization and the people that are here. I was very comfortable wanting to come here, and it was overall a very easy offer in my opinion to take.
Paul, going off one of the points that Ben made about that willingness to not only face challenges soon, where do you think that derives from?
Definitely my upbringing, my parents and my sisters, and again the teammates and coaches that I've had throughout my life. Just kind of the environment that I've lived in. Love what you do and do it very well, and so that's been the thing that has been an emphasis point as I've started to make my own decisions with where to go to college and deciding stuff on my future. And so I think every day I try to wake up and see what I'm made of. Try to get better every day, whatever it is, baseball or life. And that's kind of just how I try to live my life.
Paul, building off of that, can you speak to how a military background or experience through that is applicable to baseball preparation and shifting that from one kind of domain to another?
Yeah, I've found that how you live your life, you can't really flip a switch between baseball and relationships and school, whatever it is. How you live your life is how you live your life, and obviously the military, its foundation is discipline and order, structure, and the habits that it forces you to build translate really well to not just baseball but life. And I think going there and building those habits, it obviously, I think it did well for me, and it's doing well for me. But everyone that I know at the Air Force Academy leaves there a better man, a better woman, and I'm grateful for the opportunities it's given me.
Paul, how close do you feel like you are being Major League ready?
Can you repeat that?
How close do you feel like you are being Major League ready?
I think in terms of my stuff, I think I'm very close. It's a different game, and I've never obviously been on a big league field. I'm going to do everything I can to get there as soon as possible, and whatever that takes, physically, mentally, whatever it is, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there as soon as possible. But I think to an extent, I just don't know, just because it's a different game. There are different challenges, and I think it's a lot more demanding than college.
Paul, what are some things that you've done today, and just what have your initial impressions have been of maybe PNC Park or Pittsburgh as a city?
Yeah, I've checked out PNC Park briefly, and I really like it. We're staying across the street, so I've gotten to see a little bit of the outside of the park and walk around the city. Gone down to the river. We went to the Roberto Clemente Museum today, which was a humbling experience. Who he was as a man and a baseball player, obviously. It was really cool to experience. We probably spent half hour more than we probably should have there, but it was cool to experience it. But yeah, it's Pittsburgh seems like a really cool city, and I'm just excited to to live here.